This episode of the Board Game Mechanics is brought to you by Clemens Franz. If you would like to have a portrait of your family taken in beige and tan, look no further than Clemens Franz. Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Daxu. Daxu is a game designed by J. Alex Kevern, done tons of games, Sentient being a great one that we really like, among others, with art from our favorite artist of all time, Clemens Franz, published by White Goblin Games, 2-player only, 30 minutes, probably accurate. And effectively what you're doing in this game is, let's see if there's theme in the rule book, I'm not sure. Being a shopkeeper in a small town is a business of balance. The goal is to never stomp out your competition. In fact, doing so can be quite damaging to your reputation. You must find a way to grow your shops without running the shops across the town into the ground. Know when to cooperate, know when to be cutthroat, and you will emerge as the finest shopkeeper. All that to say, you're trying to play cards on your side to be just a little bit higher than the cards on your opponent's side. So if they play 3, you're trying to get 4 or 5. But you don't want to get too many more than them. You're running them out of business. You're going to lose points. They're going to earn points. It's a cool prisoner's dilemma thing where everybody's playing a card, and based on what you play and what they play, things are going to happen. Cards are going to get taken. So that's enough talking about it. Let's go to the table. Check it out.
Come on, play the game.
All right, so here's a game of Daxu, all set up for 2 players. To set up, each player is going to take a deck of these 4 cards. There'll be an Undermine, Cooperation, Take, and Give card. And each player will also get one of these cards that's front and back to show you how to score, and one of these breakdowns on how the cards work against each other. But I just had them sitting off to the side over here. One player will randomly be assigned the tiebreaker, which I gave it to the light player, the sepia player. And then we have brown, sepia and brown. And then each player is going to put their marker on 0, and you're going to shuffle the deck, remove 2, and flip 8 on each side to get a little some starting cards on your side of the board. Then you're going to take the rest of the cards and flip 3. And those are the cards that we're trying to take or give away to either for the other player to put on their side or for you to put on your side to score points. Now, the way this game works is you're trying to have cards on your side that's just a little bit better than the cards that the other player has on their side. So, for example, for the bread, the bottle, and the axe, if you get 1 card more than your opponent, you get $4. And you just use the cards at the end of the game for points. 2 is 1, 3, or 2 is 2, 3 is 1. If you have 4 or more than your opponent loses a coin, and you get 1 point for every card of that type that you have on your side. And that's going to function like that. And then the other one will be only 1 or 2 higher for these 3 over here. And then if you have 3 or more, you're going to lose some points. So you're trying to balance all that out. Now, the way the game works is each player is going to pick a card. And the cards are, I want to take these cards and put them on my side. All right. If there's a tie, the person with the highest influence here takes the card. If there's still a tie, whoever has the tiebreaker card gets it. Give, I want to give those to my opponent. If there's a tie, lowest influence. If there's still a tie, tiebreaker. Cooperation, whatever you want, you can do it. And then I get an influence just for, being nice. And then there's Undermine, whatever you want. I want to do the opposite, but I lose an influence. Positive influence is this way, negative influence is that way. All right. And then based on how people play cards, this will come into play. If there's ties, we'll get into that. All right. So let's go ahead. So I am playing as this player, and I think I want to stick them with those cards because that'll give them 5 of these, and that'll be a whole lot of them to come out of. So let's do, I'm going to play Give. All right, so I take this face down, and then they would pick a card, and I'm just going to randomly pick one for them because that would be how it kind of goes. I don't know what they're going to play, and then they play that. So they play Give, I play Give, we're tied, so they have the tiebreaker, so they give me the cards. And then now, since they broke the tie, I now get the tiebreaker card. And then I take these cards and I will put them on my side of the board, adjusting my track accordingly. So this gives me a negative. This gives me a positive. And this gives me a positive. So I now have the highest influence. Oh, whoops, wrong way. Positive, negative. All right, there we go. And that's that. Then we're going to do it again. So we'll flip the cards, 3 cards. And we'll pick again. So that would give me tied there. Purple, I'd like to have those. So I think I'm going to play take. So I'm going to play take. And they're going to shuffle and see what they get. And they're playing take. I'm playing take. Whoever has the highest influence, in this case it's me, gets to take the cards. So I'm going to take the cards. So I'll adjust my track accordingly. So 1 bread, nothing, and nothing. All right, so that's that. 3 more cards. I don't want any more red. I have a pile of red, so I need to give them the red. So I'm going to do give. I'm going to play give. And then they are going to play this. So they play undermine, I play give. So that means they go back 1 because that's a bad card, but instead of me giving, I have to take. So I'm going to take these cards. Whenever undermine plays, the other card is the opposite. So I go back 1. And then I go back nothing and nothing. But now I have 5 red cards, and that one's not going to bode well for me. But if they don't get any red cards, I'm only going to lose 1 point, and they're not going to get any. So there is that still. All right, so let's go. I don't want that red. So again, I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to cooperate and see what they want to go with. Because maybe they'll decide they want it, because they wouldn't mind having this one and that yellow one. So let's see what happens. So they play cooperate. I play cooperate. When multiple people play cooperate, we take our cards back into our hand. And we add another card to the pile here. So now we have 2 reds, orange, and a light brown. All right. So then we play another card. All right, so they're going to play this. I don't know what that is. Let's see. I'm just going to do give. So I'll play the, again, you face down, you flip. They do give. So whoever has the highest of this wins. That would be me. So I'm going to give the cards to them. So they will go +1, +1, -1, and nothing. All right, so now I'm in point range almost. For red, I need them to get 1 more red card, and we're good to go. All right, so now we'll flip 3 more. Ooh, I'd really like those orange ones, I think. No, I don't want those. I don't want those. So I'm going to undermine. I think they want it, but I'm going to undermine. All right, then we flip. So they are going to give. I'm going to undermine. So I lose 1, and they're going to have to take these cards because they're giving them, but I undermine. So now I make them take them. All right, so they're going to take these 2, which actually gives them some points, which is no good. It makes them go back 1 on the track. All right, 3 more cards. All right, so I think I want these cards. So I'm going to try to take them. So I want to play take. And then what are they going to play? They're going to play this. All right, let's see. So they play give. I play take. Perfect. They're giving them to me. I'm taking them. That works. All right. So I'm taking the cards. So I'll go back 1. I'll go up 1. And then I'll go up 1. All right. And that's how the game's going to play until the deck runs out. So let's just say the deck runs out. All right. or you're unable to flip 3 cards, then the game is over. Now, when the game is over, you're going to do scoring. Let's say we ended like this. All right. The way scoring works is you're going to look at these cards and you're going to score accordingly. So, in the bread, if you have 3 or more cards than your opponent, which they do, you get 1 point. So they'll take these cards, they'll discard them. They now have a point. This one goes away. All right. Then we'll get this one. If it's tied, nobody gets the points. Tiebreaker doesn't matter here. So no points here. Both have 3. Then we'll go to the axe. I have 2 more. So that gives me 2 points. And these go away. Here they have 3. I have 4. Now we're looking here. I have 1 more than them, so I get 5. So there's 4, 5. These go away. Then here I have 2 more than them. They have 1, so I get 3. And again, the score will not really look like this because we would have played through more cards, but I'm just trying to show you how it works. Then over here I have 5. They have 2. I have more than 2, so I have 3 or more, so I lose a point. And then they're going to get points for each of the cards that they have, so they're going to get 2 points. All right, then all these go away. Then you're going to look at where you are on the influence board here, and you're going to get points based on where you are. So I'm positive, so I get 2 points. And then this player is negative, so they lose -1. Then you're going to count up your cards. Whoever has the most points is the winner. And that is how you play Daxu. Let's go up the top. See what I think about it.
What do you think, son? What do you think?
All right, well, that was Daxu. So, first off, let's look at the components. The board. That's it. Just a reputation track. I was calling it influence. It's reputation. Whatever. The track that shows positives and negatives. Folds up small. Goes into the box. Pretty nice. These little markers are cool. I like them. You can tell which one's yours, which one's your opponent. They match the back of the decks. I appreciate that. Good old Clemens Franz artwork here. We love Clemens Franz. He's our favorite artist of all time. Actually, this art is really good. For Clemens Franz art, I actually think this is some of his better stuff. I was just kidding about him being our favorite. We give him a hard time, but he does a lot of board game art. He does good art. And I actually think the art in this game is pretty good. I have these sleeves, so I don't know how good the cards are. The cards are actually pretty good quality. So, nice quality cards there. And that's the whole entire game. It's cards and components and these 4 cards that are your action selection cards. And this. So let's talk about the gameplay. So this card selection piece is really interesting. If I play take and you play give, fine. You're giving me the cards, I'm taking them. If I play take and you play take, whoever has the highest reputation takes the card. If I play give and you play give, whoever has the lowest reputation takes the card. If we're tied, that's where this card comes into play and it keeps passing back and forth. If I play undermine, you play undermine, that's the cross finger thing. We flip another card and do it again. If I play cooperate, you play cooperate, we flip another card, do it again. If I play cooperate, you play take, you take it because I agree with whatever you want, and I get a reputation. If you play undermine and I play give, I now have to take them, but you lose a reputation because you're being a jerk. I just really enjoy that. If both players play undermine, or if one player plays undermine, one player plays cooperate, the undermine player gets to take the cards or give them whatever they want. So it's a really clever mechanism right there. And that's basically the whole game, is playing this, trying to collect sets of cards to just be a little bit more than your opponent has to score a bunch of points. You can get a lot of points by playing these cards. I mean, the bread, the drink, and the axe are a little bit more forgiving, but these 3, you can only have 2 or more to get points. You get 3 or more, you're losing. So half the board you're trying to be super close, the other half is a little more flexible, and I really enjoy that. It's solid. This is a very fun game. This is one of the first games we played from J. Alex Kevern. We've played a lot more now, and I'm drawing a blank on some of the designs. I know Sentient, World's Fair. Again, drawing a blank, but we have some on the shelf. I just can't think of it right now. But he's a great designer. This is a fantastic game, and one that I wish we played more because it's very clever. So I'm actually going to give this a BGM Accepted Seal. This is going to get an 8 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 4 out of 5 wrenches. On our arbitrary wrench scale, it means absolutely nothing. But we had to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So that is Daxu from White Goblin Games. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.